Be so busy improving yourself that you have no time to criticize others. With this very important quotation, let's start the video. Good morning, all of my friends. Today we are going to discussing about some important current affair questions. So let's start without dealing anything. All the best. Okay, let's start. First question on your screen. Consider the following statement about Article 131 of the Indian Constitution. Supreme Court has the exclusive jurisdiction to hear and determine the dispute originating between states and union. Original jurisdiction or jurisprudence. Original jurisprudence of the Supreme Court does not extend to a dispute arising out of a treaty or an agreement with which continues to be in operation. The exclusive jurisdiction of the Supreme Court is not applicable to cases where another body has a jurisdiction under other provisions of the Constitution, which are the correct. All are the given statement is correct. 1, 2, and 3 is the right answer. Let's see. You know that Article 131 deals with the original jurisdiction of the Supreme Court. What do you mean original jurisdiction? Simply mean दिस इज द लास्ट नहीं, दिस इज द अंतिम नहीं, बल्कि एकमात्र न्यायालय जो ऐसे मामलों को देख सकता है उसी को कहते हैं ओरिजिनल ज्यूडिक्शन. दैट मीन द सुप्रीम कोर्ट ऑफ इंडिया in any dispute that involves a question of law or fact on which the existence of the legal right depends. Article 131 entrusts exclusive jurisdiction to the Supreme Court to hear and determine the dispute originating between states and the Union. Under Article 131, original jurisprudence does not extend to a dispute arising out of a treaty, agreement, covenant, engagement, which continues to be in operation. The exclusive original jurisdiction of the Supreme Court is not applicable to cases where another body has jurisdiction under the other provisions of the Constitution. Let's see example. Include Article 262 interstate water dispute, Article 280 matters referred to a finance commission, Article 219 adjustment of a certain expenses and pension between the union and the states. Big Trial Lake. Big Trial Lake, where it is? It is Alaska. It is in Alaska. Big Trail Lake is one of the Alaska's newest lakes and one of the largest methane emission hotspot in Arctic. Big Trial Lake is a thermokarst lake. It's a thermokarst. That means which signifies it formed due to the permafrost thaw. Permafrost, yeah, permafrost is a terrain that remains frozen all year. The permafrost in the inner Alaska features large wedges of actual ice locked within the frozen earth. When the glacier melts, the Earth's surface scallops, forming a sinkhole that can overflow with water As an outcome, the thermokarst lake forms. A newly formed thermokarst lake in Alaska, releasing methane's bubble. Next question. Consider the following statement about UNESCO Mondi Mondica cult. Mondia cult. UNESCO Mondia cult conference. What is this? The aim of the conference is to build a resilient culture sector in the line the United States Sustainable Development Goal (SDG). India is the president of UNESCO Mondi Cult Conference 2020, which is being held in New Delhi. Which are the correct? Okay, which are the correct statement? I think which are incorrect. Which are incorrect? Only and only B is incorrect. You know that UNESCO World Conference on Cultural Policy and Sustainable Development, Mondi Cult 2022, the conference will be convened by UNESCO 40 years after the first Mondi Cult World Conference on Cultural Policy held in Mexico City in 1982. 24 years after the UNESCO World Conference on Cultural Policy for the Development held in Stockholm in 1998. The UNESCO Mondi Cult 2022 World Conference will be hosted from 28 to 30 September 2022 by the Government of Mexico as the world enters the last decade of the action for the implementation of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. Cultural has 11 SDG crucial role to play in SDG 11, that is make cities human settlement inclusive, safe, resilient and sustainable. Indian delegation headed by Ministry of State for Culture will be represented at the UNESCO Mondi Cult 2022. Next question about Taj trapezium zone. Central government in exercise of the powers conferred under the EPA 1986, Environment Protection Act 1986, has constituted the Taj Trapezium Zone Pollution Authority in 1998. TTZ, that means Taj Trapezium Zone, is defined the area of 10,400 square kilometer around the Taj Mahal to protect the monument from pollution. It comprises the three World Heritage Sites Taj Mahal, Agra Fort, Fatehpur Sikri, which are the correct. I think it's a very 1, 2, and 3 is the right answer. Central government exercised the powers given under the Environment Protection Act 1986 constituted Taj Mahal a Taj Trapezium Zone Pollution Authority in 1998. TTZ is defined the area of the 10,400 square kilometer around the Taj Mahal to protect the monuments from the pollution. TTZ is so named since it is located around the Taj Mahal is shaped like a trapezium. It comprises monuments including three World Heritage Sites, the Taj Mahal, Agra Fort, and Fatehpur Sikri. Recently, Supreme Court directed the Agra Development Authority to stop the all commercial activities within the 500 meters radius of Taj Mahal UNESCO World Heritage Site. Consider the following statement about Unlawful Activities Prevention Act UFA Tribunal. The tribunal consists of only one person who has to be High Court judge. All expenses incurred for the tribunal are borne out of the Consolidated Fund of India. The government order banning an organization can come into effect only when the UFA tribunals confirm it, which are the incorrect. I think C is incorrect. इसमें से कोई भी incorrect नहीं है. Constitutional या constitutional tribunal. Tribunals consist of only one person who has be a high court judge. If the vacancy occurs in the tribunal, the center appoints the another judge and proceeding continue from the stage at which the vacancy is filled. The center is to provide to the central to the tribunal such staff as necessary for the discharge discharge of its function. All expenses incurred for tribunal are borne out of the Consolidated Fund of India. The government order banning an organization would not come into effect until the tribunal has confirmed it. However, in the exceptional circumstances, the notification can come into effect immediately once the reason for it are recording in writing. The tribunal can endorse or reject it. The centre banned the Popular Front of India (PFI), deeming the organisation an unlawful association under the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act (UFA). Consider the following statement about United Nations Watercourse Convention (UNWC). It is a only treaty governing shared freshwater resources that is universal applicability. The use of the international water course for navigation are not within the scope of the present convention. India is not India is a signatory to the convention, which are the correct about Nations Watercourse Convention. I think B is the right answer. Only third is incorrect. United Nations Convention on the Law of the Non-Navigation Usage of International Water Courses (UNWC) in 1997 is the only treaty governing shared freshwater resources that is of universal applicability. The present convention applies to use of international water courses and their waters for purposes other than navigation, and the measures of protection, preservation, management related to the use of those water sources or water courses and their waters. The usage of the international water courses for navigation is not within the scope of the present convention except insofar as the other uses affect navigation or affected by navigations. Both India and China are not signatories to the convention. Why it should be out of them? In the recent context of the increasing frequency and the intensity of floods in many parts of the world, UNWC convention states that water course states shall individually, where appropriate, jointly take all appropriate measure to prevent or mitigate conditions that may be harmful to the other water courses states. The Archaeological Survey of India (ASI) has discovered a treasure trove of ancient relics at the Bandhavgarh Tiger Reserve in Madhya Pradesh. Why it's so in news? Very big question. In Bandhavgarh, the Buddhist caves and stupas and Brahmani inscriptions discovered back to the 2nd century. The Hindu temples date back to the 9th to 11th century. Varaha sculpture found here is the world's largest Varaha sculpture dating back to the 9th to 11th century. The time period of finding covered the region of the King Sri Bhim Sena, Maharaj Kotasiri and Maharaj Bhattadeva. In the Brahmi inscription, the ancient cities like Mathura and the Kausambi and Prabhatava. बानागढ़ अभी तो हम लोग देखा यस इट्स इन मध्य प्रदेश. Archaeological survey has discovered the treasure trove to ancient relics at the Bandhavgarh Tiger Reserve in MP. Consider the following statement about Shahid Udham Singh. उद्धम सिंह के बारे में पूछा जा रहा है. He was associated with Ghadar Party and Indian Workers Association as a Hindustan Socialist Republican Association members. He was one of the revolutionists involved in the Central Assembly bombing case. He assassinated. He assassinated. He assassinated. He assassinated Brigadier General Dyer, who was the responsible for the Amritsar massacres in 1990. He was the founder of the Azad Party, an offshoot of the Ghadar movement. I think दूसरा स्टेटमेंट तो ऐसे ही काट दीजिए. इसमें करेक्ट पूछा जा रहा तो 3 4 शुड बी अ पार्ट ऑफ योर आंसर. None is the answer. No, 1 and 4 is the right answer. 1 and 4. Yes, of course. He was associated with Ghadar Party in Indian Worker Association. Let's see. It was during the time in the United States he got deeply involved in the Ghadar movement and became one of its prominent activities. One of the prominent activists. Udham Singh illegally migrated to US in 1924 via Mexico, eventually settling in San Francisco, the epicenter of the Ghadar movement in the North America. As a member of the US-based Ghadar movement, Udham Singh acquainted himself with its literature and traveled across the country on behalf of the party to recruit members and raise funds. He arrived in India with the intention of accelerating and radicalizing the anti-colonial struggle, bringing with him arms and Gatherite propaganda. However, on 13th August 1927, he was arrested in Amritsar under the Arms Act. Udham Singh was sentenced to 5 years imprisonment. Since he was difficult prisoner for the authorities to manage, he was transferred from one jail to another. It was one of those jails that the met Bhagat Singh. It was in one of those jails he met Bhagat Singh. Bhagat Singh it is yeah it was one of those jail that Bhagat Singh met him. Bhagat Singh and other revolutionaries from the Hindustan Socialist Republican Association (HSRA) were imprisoned in Mianwali jail from killing J.P. Saunders and bombing the Legislative Assembly. Udham Singh quickly befriended Bhagat Singh and was so captivated by him charisma, and he called him his guru and the best friend, and carried a photo of him in his wallet. Udham Singh quickly befriended Bhagat Singh and was so captivated by his charisma that he called him his guru and best friend, and carried a photo of him in his wallet. You know about that? What happened in is known as the patent assign assign patent assassin, or the loan assassin who shot dead Michael O'Dyer, the Lieutenant Governor of Punjab under whose administration the infamous Amritsar massacres took place, who later even endorsed Brigadier General Dyer, the perpetrator of the killing. In addition to his involvement with the Ghadar party, Singh also launched his one party, it's called Azad Party, as an offshoot of the Ghadar movement. Prime Minister Modi ji tribute to martyrs ahead of Independence Day. Next question about which of the following pair is correctly matched. One side is solar power plant, another is state. Ramagundam floating solar power plant is a Telangana. Kayakulam floating solar power plant, Tamil Nadu. Kayamkulam Komuthi solar power plant, Kerala. Or Badla solar power park, Rajasthan. Which are the correct? Absolutely, one should be answer. One, two, and three. Only and only one and four is the right answer. In the recent event, the Prime Minister dedicated and laid the foundation stone of the various green energy project of NTPC worth 52 crore. He inaugurated 100 megawatt Ramagundam floating solar power project floating solar project in Telangana, and the 92 megawatt Kayamkulam floating solar project in Kerala. He laid the foundation stone of 735 megawatt Nokha solar project in Rajasthan. Komuthi solar power project is a photovoltaic power station. Komuthi, that is in Ramanathapuram district, that is in Madurai, Tamil Nadu. Komuthi is in Tamil Nadu. Badla Badala solar park is spread in Badla district, Jodhpur, Rajasthan. Pington. Pington Island is recently news. Where it is? Pington Island. Pington, that is in China. China military exercise comes ahead of US Speaker Nancy Pelosi plans to visit the island country, Taiwan. China said it was conducting military exercising off its coast opposite Taiwan after warning Speaker Nancy Pelosi of the US Home Representative to scrap possible plans to visit the island democracy. It's a Fujiana province. It's a Pinton Island. Fujiana province में पड़ेगा. चाइना में पड़ता है ये Pinton Island. China announced a military exercise near this region. Consider the following statement about Financial Service Center. International Financial Service Center (IFSC). It has been established under the Special Economic Zones Act 2005. All the members of IFSC authority will have a term of 5 years and are not eligible for reappointment, which are the correct about international finance. Self Service Center. I think only and only D, because neither one nor two. You know about that International Financial Service Center Authority IFSCA has been established in 2020 under the International Financial Service Center Authority Act 2019. It is a headquarter at a gift city in Gandhinagar, Gujarat. The International Financial Service Center Authority will consist of 9 members appointed by the central government. All the members of the IFSC authority will have a term of 3 years subject to reappointment. PM Modi laid the foundation stone of IFSCA headquarters in Gandhinagar. Consider the following statement with respect to monitor of illegal killing of elephants Mike program. Monitoring of illegal killing of elephants, that means Mike program. The objective of the Mike program is to set out in the Bonn Convention. All the Mike sites in India are located in eastern and northeastern in India. The Mike program is entirely dependent on donor support. Second statement is should be out of them. So only three is the right answer. You know the objective of the MIC program are set out in the Convention on the International Trade in Endangered Species under the Resolution 10 by 10. Convention Migratory Species, also known as the Bonn Convention. The MIC sites in India are Chirang, Ripu Elephant Reserve, Dimoli Elephant, Nihang Elephant, Patkai, Garo Hills, Eastern Doab, Mayurbhanj Elephant, Shivalik, Mysore, Nilgiri, Wayanad. They are located in south as well as. MIC program is entirely dependent on the donor support. The European Union has been most important donor for the MIC program and has funded the implementation in Africa since its inception in 2011. Consider the following statement about drones rules 2021. An approval from the local body is required for operation of drones in green zones. Law enforcement agencies have been empowered under the rules to declare a temporary red zone for specified period. Every drone, including those meant for R&D purpose, is required to be registered with the Digital Sky platform. Only and only two is the right answer. You know, every drone except for those meant for research, development, and testing purpose is required to be registered, except research, development, testing. Okay, every drone and should have a unique identification number (UNIN). An airspace map of the country segregating the entire airspace into red, yellow, green zones is available on the Digital Sky platform. Operation of drones in the red and yellow zones is subject to approval of the central government and the concerned air traffic control authority, respectively. However, no approval is required for operation of drones in green zones. The state government, union territory, administration, and law enforcement agency have been empowered under the rules to declare a temporary red zone for a specified period. Drones are required to have a necessary type certification issued by a Director General of Civil Aviation (DGCA). No type certification is however required in the case of nano drones, that is up to 250 grams, and all up weight, and model drones for research and recreation purpose. Consider the following statement about Space Liability Convention of 1972. Space Liability Convention of 1972. The launching states are liable for the damage caused by their space objects on the surface of the Earth. The convention also holds the launching states responsible for the space junk crashing back to the Earth, which are the correct about liability convention of space 1972. I think only one is correct. Space liability convention of 1972 defines responsibility in the case a space object causes harm. The treaty says that a launching state shall be absolutely liable to pay compensation for damage caused by its space object on the surface of the Earth or to aircraft and liable for damage due to its fault in space. The convention also provides for procedures for the settlement of the claims for damage. There is no law such against space junk crashing back to the Earth. There is no law against the space junk crashing back to the Earth. It is in news. Debris from the Chinese rocket fell back to the Earth over Malaysia. Consider the following statement about International North-South Transport Corridor (INSTC). INSTC is a multimodal transportation established by India, Russia, Iraq in St. Petersburg 2000. This corridor connects Indian Ocean, Persian Gulf to the Black Sea via Iran. I think only and only C because both are incorrect. You know about that International North-South Transport Corridor is 7,200 kilometers long. It's a multimodal transportation network encompassing sea, road, rail routes to the offer the shortest routes of connectivity. It has been established September 2000 in St. Petersburg by Iran, Russia, India for the purpose of promoting transportation cooperation among the member states. It links Indian Ocean to the Caspian Sea via Persian Gulf, Indian Ocean, Caspian Sea, Persian Gulfs into the Russian and Northern Europe. This is the north-south corridor. Chahar port to be linked with INSTC to enhance the connectivity with Central Asia. Consider the following statement regarding Chakma and Hajong community. Chakma and Hajong community. They fled Myanmar and migrated to Arunachal Pradesh in 1964-1965. They have been granted citizenship under the Citizenship Amendment Act 2019. Which are the correct? I think D, neither one nor two, because they fled Earthwhile East Pakistan, now Bangladesh. They fled from Bangladesh in 1964-1965 and come to India and settle in Arunachal Pradesh. They are ethnic people who lived in Chitgaon Hills tracts, most of which are located in Bangladesh. Chakma and Hajong migrants had submitted their citizenship application under the Section 5 of the 1955 Citizens Act. The rest are the citizens by birth as per the Section 3 of the 1955 Citizenship Act. They don't directly come into the ambit of the Citizenship Amendment Act because Arunachal Pradesh is out of them, exempted from the CAA since it has an inner line permit to regulate the entry of the outsider. Arunachal Pradesh suspend the residential proof certificate, upsets Chakma Hajong bodies. Al Najha 4, Al Najha 4, yeah, Al Naj 4 is a joint military exercise conducted between India and say Oman. Fourth edition Oman India joint military exercise Al Najha 4 between Indian Army and Royal Army of Oman. Consider the following statement about Mission Amrit Sarovar. Mission Amrit Sarovar is aimed at developing and rejuvenating the 75 water bodies in each district of the country. 75 water bodies in each district of the country. Bhaskaracharya, National Institute for Space Application and Geoinformatics, Visag N, is in the technical partner for this mission. Niti Aayog is the implementing agency at the state level, which are the correct about Amrit Sarovar, only 1 and 2. With the view to the conserve water for the future, Prime Minister launched a new mission, that is Amrit Sarovar, in 2022. The mission is aimed at developing 75, rejuvenating 75 water bodies in each district of the country as a part of the celebration of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. In the total, that would lead to the creation of 50,000 water bodies of the size about an acre or more. Bhaskaracharya National Institute for Space Application and Geoinformation (BISAG N) has been engaged as a technical partner for the mission. The mission works through the state and district through the refocusing various schemes such as Mahatma Gandhi, Manrega, 14th Finance Commission grants, Pradhan Mantri Kalyan Krishi Sinchai Yojana, sub scheme such as watershed development component, Har Khet Ko Pani, beside states one scheme. It may also be mentioned that the mission encourages mobilization of citizen, non-government resources for supplementing these efforts. The mission has been launched with a whole government approach in six ministries department, namely Department of Rural Development and Department of Land Resources, Department of Drinking Water and Sanitation, Department of Water Resources, Ministry of Panchayati Raj, Ministry of Forest, Environment and Climate Change. Many ministries are working. Consider the following statements. National waterways passes through the four states. National Water 2 on river Brahmaputra water system. National Water 3 runs from the Kollam to Kottapuram in Kerala. National Water 4 includes the river Godavari and river Krishna water system. Which are the incorrect? Incorrect one definitely means none is the incorrect. How it possible? Yes, of course it is possible. There was Ganga Bhagirathi, NW1 Ganga Bhagirathi, Hooghly river system that is called Haldia Allahabad, location UP, Bihar, Jharkhand, West Bengal. NW2 is a Brahmaputra river, is a Dhugri to Sadia, location Assam. NW3 West Coast Canal, Kottapuram, Kollam, Champakara and Udaigol Mandal canals, location in Kerala. Kakinada, Puducherry Canal, stretch something. Bhadrachalam and Rajmundri Krishna River stretches between Wajirabad to Vijayawada, NW4. Consider the following statement about Small Satellite Launch Vehicle (SSLV). Small Satellite Launch Vehicle, a vehicle designed designed to orbit satellite weighing less than 500 kg in low Earth orbit. It is a three-stage rocket configured with three solid propulsion stage and liquid propulsion-based velocity trimming module as a terminal stage. Which are the correct about SSLV? I think only and only C. Both statements are correct. SSLV, Small Satellite Launch Vehicle, is a rocket that is designed to orbit satellites जिसका वजन 500 केजी के आसपास हो और उससे कम हो. इसको 300 लो अर्थ ऑर्बिट एंड 300 केजी टू सन सेंट्रल ऑर्बिट में फेंक देगा उठा के कोई भी उपग्रह को. SSLV is a small satellite launch vehicle 110 mass at ISRO. It will take only 72 hours to integrate, unlike the 17 days taken now for a launch vehicle. The other features include flexibility in accommodating multiple satellites, launch on demand flexibility, minimal launch infrastructure requirement, etc. Only just it will take only 72 आवर टू इंटीग्रेट. इसको जोड़ने में बात 72 आवर लगता है, केवल 72 घंटा में. It is a three-stage launch vehicle configured with three solid propulsion stages and liquid propulsion-based velocity trimming module as a terminal stage. Third stage, solid motor housed inside closed interstage. Second stage and vented interstage and first stage and core base round finds. ISRO will launch first flight of SSLV on soon. Consider the following statement regarding the United Nations Peacekeeping Force (UNPF). Peacekeepers are recruited directly by the Selection Committee of the United Nations General Assembly and are also called UN Army. They are often referred to as a blue berets or blue helmets. Which are the correct? Two is definitely correct, and one is I don't incorrect. Peacekeepers remain members of their respective armed forces. Peacekeepers remain members of their respective armed forces. Don't constitute an independent UN army, as the UN does not have much such force. In the case where direct UN involvement is not considered appropriate or feasible, the Council authorizes the regional council or regional organization such as a NATO, Economic Community of Western African States, or coalition of willing countries to undertake the peacekeeping or peace enforcement tasks. They are often referred to as blue berets or blue helmets because of their light blue berets or helmets. In recent violent conflict in the DRC, two BSF personnel were killed. Mineral security partnership seen in news used in this context of mineral security partnership is a rare earth material. यूनाइटेड स्टेट along with partner countries जिसमें कि ऑस्ट्रेलिया, कनाडा, जर्मनी, यूके अनाउंस द फॉर्मेशन ऑफ द मिनरल सिक्योरिटी पार्टनरशिप. A pact will focus on securing a steady supply of rare earth material for its member. Mineral security partnership will help the members countries ensure they have a reliable supply of rare earth material in a year to come, which are used to manufacture electric vehicle as well as battery for consumer electronics. MSP members include Australia, Canada, Finland, Germany, France, Japan, Republic of Korea, Sweden, United Kingdom, United States, European Commission, but not India. Which of the following pair is are incorrectly matched? Satkosia Gorge, Nanda Lake, Bevenard Wetland Complex, Ranga, Rangana Thittu Bird Sanctuary. Which are the incorrectly matched? Incorrectly matched. I think Satkosia Gorge. Where is it? Bevenard Wetland Complex. I think 1, 3, and 4 is the incorrect. India adds 10 more wetlands designated as a Ramsar site. The total 64 site covering an area 12,50,000 हेक्टेयर. 10 नए साइट्स को इंक्लूड किया गया है जिसमें कि 6 तमिलनाडु से है और एक जो है गोवा से है, कर्नाटक से है, मध्य प्रदेश से, उड़ीसा से. तमिलनाडु का जो कोना थंगकुल्लम बर्ड सेंचुरी, गल्फ ऑफ मन्नार ऑफ मैराइन बायोस्फीयर रिजर्व, देवनार वेटलैंड कॉम्प्लेक्स, बेलोड डी बर्ड सेंचुरी, वेथांगल बर्ड सेंचुरी, उधाया मारथंडमपुरम बर्ड सेंचुरी, उड़ीसा का सतकोसिया गॉर्ज, गोवा का नंदा लेक, केरला का वेवनार वेटलैंड कॉम्प्लेक्स, कर्नाटका का रंगाथिट्टू बर्ड सेंचुरी, मध्य प्रदेश का सिरपुर वेटलैंड्स. India adds 10 more wetlands designated Ramsar site. Exercise Pitch Black. Pitch Black. It is a biennial exercise hosted by Australian Air Force. Only the members of the Quad grouping are allowed to participate in this exercise. Pitch Black. Which are the correct? I think A is the right answer. Continuing series of military exercise in countries in Indo-Pacific, the Indian Air Force will join 16 other nations with 16 other nations, including Quad partners, later this month for exercise Pitch Black, the biennial exercise hosted by the Australian Air Force. Pitch Black. The exercise will host up to 25,000 personnel and up to 100 aircrafts from around the globe, including participants of Australia, France, Germany, Indonesia, India, Singapore, Japan, Korea, UK, Philippines, Thailand, UAE, Canada, Netherlands, Malaysia, New Zealand, and US. Significantly, Germany, Japan, and Republic of Korea will be participating fully for the first time. Oh, Germany, Japan, and Republic of Korea. India to participate Operation Pitch Black in Australia. Consider the following statement: cotton leaf curl disease. CL is a viral disease of plants caused by whitefly attacks. The leaves of infected cotton curl both upward and downward, which are the incorrect. CL cud, I think neither one nor two. The butterfly नहीं है, white fly attacks have led to a spread of cotton leaf curl disease across the cotton belt of Punjab, Haryana, Rajasthan. CL could a viral disease that affects the overall growth of the cotton plant and in its yield leaves of infected cotton curl both upward and downward. White fly attacks have led to a cotton curl leaf disease in Punjab, Rajasthan, Haryana. Consider the following statement regarding Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species of Wild Fauna and Flora CITES. All the members of the states of the United Nations are party to the treaty. CITES is legally binding on parties. Their treaty consists of three appendix. Appendix 1 having the highest protection. You know about that? One should be out of them. It's a 2 and 3 is the right answer. CITES is a multilateral treaty to protect endangered plants, animals. All the member states of the United Nations are a party to treaty with the exception of DRC. Federated State of Micronesia, Haiti, Kiribati, Marshall Island, Nauru, South Sudan, East Timor, Turkmenistan, Tuvalu are not the member of CITES. CITES is CITES is a legally binding on the parties. It does not take the place of the national law. Rather, it provides a framework respected by each party, which must adopt their own domestic legislation to implement CITES at the national level. CITES was drafted as a result of resolution adopted in 1963 at a meeting of the members of the IUCN. Each protected species or population is included in one of the three lists called appendices. The appendix that lists a species or the population that reflects the extent of the threat to it and controls that apply to the trade. Appendix 1 and about 1200 species are species that are threatened and extinction and are may be affected by the trade commercial in wild caught species man of these species illegal. However, it's permitted only in exceptional licensed circumstances. अपेंडिक्स टू लगभग 21,000 स्पीसीज है जो कि ठीक है ये थ्रेटन नहीं है विद एक्सटिंक्शन का से कोई चिंता बात नहीं है लेकिन बिकम सो लेस दैट स्पीसीज इनकम्पेटिबल है और साइट्स के अपेंडिक्स 3 में 170 स्पीसीज है द लिस्ट इज वन ऑफ द कंट्री हैज आस्क्ड द साइट्स कंट्रोलिंग इन ट्रेड इन स्पीसीज Wildlife Protection Amendment Bill is to make Indian laws compatible to the sites. Changara goat, Chankara goat, Changara goat, जो भी हो Changara goat, what it is? It's a Ladakh. Changtai या Changpanka या Changara is a breed of Kashmir goat native to the high plateau of Ladakh in northern India. It is closely associated with the nomadic Changpa people of the Changthang Plate. It may also be known as a Ladakh Pasmina or Kashmiri. The intense cold of region causes the goats to grow thick undercoat, which is harvested to produce the fine Pasmina trade of Kashmiri. Consider the following statement regarding Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act (MNREGA). It aims to enhance the livelihood security in the rural areas by providing at least 3 months of wage. At least 3 months of wage employment. Social audit is mandatory for works carried out under MNREGA. MNREGA scheme forms a part of the core scheme. Which are the correct? First statement absolutely incorrect. दूसरा सही है. तीसरा के बारे में बताइए आप. तो 2 और 3 सही है. It aims to enhance the livelihood security in rural area by providing at least 100 days of wage employment in the financial year to at least one member of the every household whose adult members volunteer to do unskilled manual work. Women are guaranteed one-third of the jobs made are available under the MNREGA. Section 17 of the MNREGA had mandated the social audit of the all works executed under the MNREGA. Ministry of Rural Development (MRD), the Government of the India, is monitoring the entire implementation of the scheme in association with the state government. For the core of the core scheme like Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act (MNREGA), the Union government gives majority of the funding to states. A report stated that fourth South East Indian state had a top misuse of MNREGA. Consider the following statement regarding fair and remunerative price (FRP). FRP is the price declared by the government which means are legally bounding, which means bound legally bound to pay the farmers for the cane procured from them. The payment of FRP across the country is governed under the Essential Commodity Act 1955. I think both statements are right. FRP is the price declared by the government, which mills are legally bound to pay to the farmers for the cane procured for them. Mills owner have the option to signing an agreement with farmers, which would allow them to pay the FRP in installments. Delays in payment can attract the interest up to the 15% per annum. Wow. And the sugar commissioner can recover unpaid FRP as a due in the revenue recovery by attaching the properties of the mills. The payment of the FRP across the country is governed by the Sugar Cane Control Order 1966. FRP across the country is governed by the Sugar Cane Control Order 1966 issued under the Essential Commodities Act 1955, which mandates the payment within 14 days. Within 14 days, the date of the delivery of the cane. 14 दिन के अंदर अगर पैसा नहीं मिला, अगर शुगर केन के उत्पादकों को, शुगर केन के मिल मालिकों के द्वारा, तो समझ लीजिए it has been determined on the recommendation of the Commission for Agriculture Cost and Prices. और ये एक तरह से अनुमोदन किया जाता है CACP के द्वारा. किस से? कैबिनेट कमेटी ऑन इकोनॉमिक अफेयर से अनुमोदन की जाती है CACP के द्वारा FRP का. ठीक है, तो इसका डिटर्मिनेशन कौन करता है? तो CACP करता है, लेकिन इसका फाइनल डिसीजन जो है या अनाउंसमेंट जो है वो CECA करता है. तो आपको पता होना चाहिए सेंटर ने बढ़ा दिया है FRP और शुगर के. अच्छी बात है. पहला क्वेश्चन है, कंसिडर द फॉलोइंग स्टेटमेंट विद रिस्पेक्ट टू नेशनल एंटी डोपिंग बिल 2022. एंटी डोपिंग बिल के बारे में पूछा जा रहा है. The bill prohibits athlete support personnel and other person from engaging in doping. The bill prohibits for constituting NADA. The bill provides, not prohibiting, the bill provides for the constituting NADA as a statutory head by the Director General appointed by the central government. It seeks to give effect to the International Olympic Committee's International Convention Against Doping in Sports, which are the correct. I think given statement all of the above, no, only one and two are right. Bill prohibits athlete support personnel and other person from engaging in doping. Under the new legislation, violation of the anti-doping rules may result in disqualification of result, including for future of medals, points of prizes, ineligibility to participate in a competition or event for a prescribed period, and financial sanction. The bill provides for constituting NADA as a statutory body headed by the Director General appointed by the central government. The function of the agency include planning, implementing, monitoring anti-doping activities, and investigating anti-doping rule violation. It also seeks to give effect to the United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization against the doping in sports and compliance with such other obligations and commitments. With the reference to the trade deficit, consider the following statement. If a trade deficit increases, GDP of a country decreases. ऐसा कोई जरूरी है क्या? Higher the trade deficit can decrease the local currency value. ये बात तो जानकारी है कि जैसे जैसे ट्रेड डेफिसिट बढ़ेगा आपका, एक तरह से कहीं ना कहीं आपकी लोकल करेंसी का जो वैल्यू है वो गिर जाएगा. विच आर द इनकरेक्ट? डी, कोई भी इनकरेक्ट नहीं है. इसका मतलब पहला भी सही है. Trade deficit is one of the factor used to calculate countries' gross domestic product (GDP) को निकालने में बहुत इस्तेमाल किया था. Measures of the size of the economy. If the trade deficit अगर ट्रेड डेफिसिट लगातार बढ़ते चला जाएगा ना, तो स्वाभाविक इसका क्या मतलब है? इसका मतलब आप इंपोर्ट ज़्यादा कर रहे हैं ना, इसका मतलब आपके देश में उत्पादन हो ही नहीं रहा कुछ ही, तब ना आपका ट्रेड डेफिसिट लगातार बढ़ता जा रहा है. इसका मतलब आपका जीडीपी गिर जाएगा. Higher trade deficit can decrease the local currency's value. This is because the demand for current foreign currency. अगर आप लगातार बाहर से चीज़ों खरीदेंगे तो उसकी तो फॉरेन करेंसी का रिक्वायरमेंट होगा, और फॉरेन करेंसी का रिक्वायरमेंट का मतलब डॉलर, तो आपका रुपया धड़ गिर जाएगा. दिस इज बिकॉज द डिमांड फॉर करेंसी इज फॉरेन करेंसी इज मोर देन द फॉरेन डिमांड फॉर द लोकल करेंसी. इंडिया का ट्रेड डेफिसिट जो है वो बहुत बड़ा हो गया है, तो लगभग 31 बिलियन डॉलर के आसपास पहुँच चुका है. अगला क्वेश्चन है चंडलर बोबल. ये क्या है? चंडलर बोबली, बॉबली, चांडलर बॉबली. इसे सुपर, इसे रोटेशन ऑफ अर्थ. वाओ. चांडलर बॉबली या फिर चैंडलर वेरिएशन ऑफ लैटिट्यूड इज ए स्मॉल डेविएशन इन द अर्थ एक्सिस ऑफ रोटेशन relative to the solid earth, which was discovered by the named American astronomer Seth Carlo Chandler. Chandler Bobble is an example of the kind of motion that can occur for a freely rotating object that is not a sphere. This is called free nutation. Somewhat confusingly, the direction of the Earth rotation axis, the direction of the Earth rotation axis relative to the star also varies different periods. These motions caused by tidal forces of the moon and sun are also called nutation, except for the slowest, which are precessions of the equinoxes. This is the phenomenon caused by the shortest day, according to the scientist. Consider the following statement about Criminal Procedure Act 2022. The Act empowers the authorities to collect physical and biological samples of person detained under the any preventive detention law CRPC CPA 2022 का जो आइडेंटिफिकेशन क्रिमिनल प्रोसीजर है उसके बारे में पूछा जा रहा है. The Act empowers the authorities to collect physical, biological sample of person detained under the preventive detention law. Refusal to give data is considered an offence under the Act. National Crime Record Bureau is a central agency to maintain the records of collected sample. Which are the correct? I think only and only 2, 1, 2, 3 both all are correct. क्रिमिनल प्रोसीजर आइडेंटिफिकेशन एक्ट 2022 को बढ़ा दिया गया भैया. द टाइप ऑफ डेटा दैट मे बी कलेक्टेड, पर्सन फ्रॉम whom such data may be collected, the authority that may authorize such collection, persons whose data may be collected, convicted or arrested for any offense. However, biological sample may be taken forcibly only from person arrested for the offense against a woman or a child, or if the offense is carries of a minimum 7 years imprisonment, person detained under the any preventive detention law. On the other, the order of the magistrate from any person, not just any arrested person, to aid investigation. The कठिन कर दिया गया. Under this act, the resistance or the refusal to give data will be considered an offense. अगर आप नहीं देंगे तो आपको आप मतलब ऑफेंस कहलाएगा वो. द ऑब्स्ट्रक्टिंग अ पब्लिक सर्वेंट फ्रॉम डूइंग हिज ड्यूटी, मतलब आप उसके ड्यूटी से उसको रोक रहे हैं. अच्छा बेटा, हमको डंडा दे के चोट, डंडे की चोट पर देगा शॉर्ट कदम उसका बोले बोलो बोलो जल्दी बोलो. 7 साल से ज़्यादा का सजा हो, या प्रिवेंटिव डिटेंशन में पकड़ा गया हो, या फिर किसी छोटी बच्ची के साथ आपने कुछ गलत काम किया हो, तो जितने भी महिलाओं के साथ कुछ रेप से जुड़ा हुआ मामला हो, उसमें मुंह में आपका डंडा ठूस के आपसे उगलाया जाएगा बात. इस एक्ट के तहत द नेशनल क्राइम रिकॉर्ड ब्यूरो एनसीआरबी विल बी द सेंट्रल एजेंसी टू मेंटेन द रिकॉर्ड्स. इट विल शेयर द डेटा विद द लॉ एनफोर्समेंट एजेंसी. फर्दर the state या फिर यूटी may be notify agency to collect, preserve and share data in their respective jurisdiction. The data collected will be written in a digital or electronic form for 75 साल तक रहेगा. Records will be destroyed in the case of a person who are acquitted after the all appeals. लेकिन सारे अपील के समाप्त हो जाने के पश्चात अगर आपको रिहा कर दिया जाता तो सारे डेटा को डिस्टोर कर दिया जाएगा. रिलीज विदाउट ट्रायल, बिना ट्रायल का छोड़ दिया जाए तो भी आपका डेटा मिटा दिया जाएगा. लेकिन आपको अगर 7 साल की सजा हो गई, अगर सजा अगर भोग कर चुके हैं तो आपका डेटा 75 साल तक रहेगा. द एक्ट इज कम इन टू द इफेक्ट. कंसिडर द फॉलोइंग स्टेटमेंट. Lifestyle for Environment (LIFE) is an intergovernmental organization led by India and France to bring individual behaviors at the forefront of the global climate action narrative. LIFE in vision are replacing the prevalent use and dispose economic with a circular economy. यूज एंड डिस्पोज को रिप्लेस कर देगा ये. द लाइफ ग्लोबल कॉल Life Global Call for Ideas and Papers is an initiative of the Government of India to invite papers या ideas from across the world to derive climate-friendly behaviors. Which are the incorrect? I think first is incorrect because the concept of lifestyle for environment was introduced by Indian PM 26th United Nations Conference Climate Change COP26 in Glasgow in 2021, which used people to make change in one's lifestyle that would contribute towards saving the environment. Life is the first of its kind global movement led by Indian partnership with other countries that will provide the world with a unique people-powered platform to relentlessly focus on bringing individual and collective action to core of the climate action narrative. The life in vision replacing the prevalent use and dispose economic, governed by the mindless and destructive consumption with a circular economy which would defined by the mindful and deliberate utilization. The mission intends to nudge individuals to undertake simple acts in their daily lives that can contribute significantly to the climate change when embraced across the world. The launch also initiated the life goal for the ideas and papers, inviting individuals, universities, think tankers, non-profit, others worldwide to submit a measurable and scalable behavior change solution that can drive climate-friendly behaviors. Mission Raftar project is associated with it's a road, it's a rail transport. Mission Raftar. Mission Raftar is a mission in vision for speed enhancement and to achieve a target of doubling average speed of freight trains and increasing the average speed of superfast या mail express train by 25 kilometers per hour. There is a marked improvement in the average freight train after the speed. Consider the following statement about maintenance and welfare of the parents and senior citizen act 2007. Children are under legal obligation to maintain their either or other maintain either or both of their parents according to this act. The definition of the parents in this act means father or mother of only biological nature. Only biological nature. No, only A is right. मेंटेनेंस एंड वेलफेयर ऑफ द पेरेंट्स एंड सीनियर सिटीजन्स एक्ट 2007 एक कानून है जो कि मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ सोशल जस्टिस इंपावरमेंट के द्वारा लाया गया है ताकि एक तरह से इफेक्टिव प्रोविजंस दिया जा सके, प्रबंधन किया जा सके वेलफेयर के लिए माता पिता को और सीनियर सिटीजन के लिए। एक तरह से कानूनी दायित्व तो उत्पन्न कर देता है बच्चों पर और उसके उत्तराधिकारियों पर, ताकि वो अपने सीनियर सिटीजन्स अपने माता पिता को एक निश्चित मेंटेनेंस दे, एक मंथली अलाउंसेस दे। इट ऑल्सो प्रोवाइड सिंपल स्पीडी एंड inexpensive mechanism for the protection of life and property of the older person. Parents means father mother, whether biological adoptive हो, स्टेप मदर हो, स्टेप मदर हो, स्टेप फादर हो, कोई भी दिक्कत नहीं है। फादर और नॉट फादर नॉर मदर इन ए सीनियर सिटीजन। थैंक यू।